So I have here something very exciting. Now granted, it arrived the day after release, but this is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom OLED Switch model. Now I'm really excited for this because this is the first and probably only special edition console I've ever gotten. I don't anticipate ever wanting to get another one just because it's expensive, but this is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I could not get it. This has been sitting here. I've been staring at this for the last hour. I'm very ready to open it. So let's go. Now, up to this point, I had not upgraded to the OLED Switch model just because I didn't think it was really worth it. I didn't see the real advantages. I mostly just played on the TV, and most of the upgrades for the OLED were for in handheld or tabletop mode. And yes, I do play in handheld, but this wasn't really worth it for me. But this one being The Legend of Zelda, I couldn't pass it up. As I've said probably a million times on this channel, Zelda's my favorite series. I love it. I couldn't imagine my life without it, honestly. It's just so much fun. So I couldn't pass this one up. All right, now. There it is. Okay, so here we go. My first ever special edition video game consoles. Put that box away. And there it is, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition OLED Switch. So now, first thing I'm going to say is, I love the box. I think it looks great. My only real complaint is this special edition logo here. I think some other regions other than the US have the logo for the game here, whereas in the US it says special edition. It's not a huge problem, and it at least is themed. It at least has all the markings and everything that's on the console around this logo here, but not a huge fan of that. On the back, it shows the different ways that you can actually play the Switch. So you got your tabletop, you got your dock, and you got your Joy-Cons there. And all right, I'm really excited. Let's open this thing. So here we go. So, there, opening up, and there it is. Alright, so first thing, let's look at these Joy-Cons, because really these are just beautiful. Look at that. Oh, that's so nice. So the gold looks a lot shinier in person than it did on the reveal trailer. I love that. I don't know how well that comes across on camera, but I think that's just gorgeous. Now, I don't know how... Ooh, these are actually completely stone cold dead. That's interesting. They have no charge. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to actually use these Joy-Cons just for fear of them drifting. I probably will stick with my Skyward Sword Joy-Cons for the most part, but if I'm playing in docked mode, I'll probably keep these on just because they are gorgeous. Here's the other one with the white and the circles. Yep, this one too is actually just stone cold dead, which is kind of weird. Now, I saw in Beat 'em Up's unboxing video a month ago when he showed that he got one of these early, that he said the firmware was actually old. So this has probably been sitting in a warehouse somewhere for quite a while. And here is the console itself. Okay, so yeah, definitely the screen I can tell is a lot bigger than my original Switch. Alright, and then the back has the cool circle patterns, which I don't think we even have seen what that is related to. I'm assuming related to the glyphs that we've seen all over Hyrule. And this actually does have some texturing to it, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting this to just be smooth and have the pattern printed on, but no, it's actually textured, which is cool. So then this model of Switch, one of the biggest things is this new kickstand, which I will say, that was the thing that I hate the most about my original Switch, is the kickstand is just ridiculous. And then underneath there, we have the micro SD slot. I love that. So let's put our Joy-Cons on. And there it is. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I love it. So now, before we pull the dock out, I just want to real quick compare this to my original Switch. So this is my original Switch. So I originally got it with gray Joy-Cons. But of course I've been using my Skyward Sword ones, and I like it. Actually, one thing I didn't know about the OLED is the bezel, like the plastic bezel around here. On the original is like a matte finish, and on the OLED's actually glossy, which I actually kind of prefer, because just like the oils from my hands and just repeated use have actually rubbed, like this here is now shiny on my original one, whereas around, it's supposed to be matte. So that's actually not going to happen on this one, which I kind of like. Let's see, and yeah, looks like basically the same size. Yeah, it is slightly bigger, which I knew, and that's actually part of the reason I did order the special edition carrying case, because I knew the OLED was slightly bigger, so I didn't know if it would fit in my original carrying case. It probably will. I mean, there's a little bit of wiggle room in that case. But yeah, so that's that. Let's get the dock out. All right, so underneath we have, well, actually in here there is some paperwork, so I'm just gonna leave that there. Doesn't really matter. All right, so let's start. We have, of course, our HDMI cable. Probably not even gonna open this just because I got so many cables lying around. Let's see, we have our power brick, naturally. And we have this stupid little grip thing that I never use because I only ever use a Pro Controller. It would have been nice if Nintendo did theme this, like if they had put like the circles on here or something. That would have been nice, but no, it's just the same standard black one like came with my original Switch. And then, oh wait, don't want to forget the wrist straps for the Joy-Cons. So yeah, so these are, they're the same, they're whites to match the back of the Joy-Cons, and then they've got gold and white bands on them, which look pretty good. I definitely prefer the ones that came with the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons, but these do look pretty good, and they're nice. It's nice that they are the same, whereas the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons are actually slightly different. The coloring is different on each of them, so it's kind of like, oh, which one's supposed to go with which, and it's something that bugs me, so I like that these are the same. And here we go, the main attraction here, the dock. So let's move this box out of the way, and we will open up. Now, this is the part I'm most excited about, because I know this thing is beautiful. Oh, look at that. Oh, so the gold, like on the Joy-Cons themselves, the gold coloring is like shiny, which is so cool. And then yeah, you got your Zonai motif around here, which, I'm very curious what we're gonna learn about the Zonai in this game. And then around the back. Now, I don't understand why Nintendo decided to put some designs on the back of this, because you're never going to see the back. It's always going to be, you're always going to want to see the cool Triforce design on the front. So it's not like you're ever going to be looking at the back of it. So I don't know why Nintendo decided to put that there. And then of course this comes off, and you got your LAN, HDMI out, and AC adapter in. Actually, it's interesting, because of the LAN port, there's no USB on the inside, there's only the USB on the side, because the original dock actually has the USB on the inside, which is what I usually use for charging my Pro Controller. Which, it's not a problem, but it's kind of an interesting omission. I mean, I guess they needed the room for the LAN port. Oh, and actually, the thing I'm curious about is, will the console itself turn on? Because the Joy-Cons did not, but I'm wondering if the console's actually going to turn on. Ooh, that's interesting. The buttons and everything are different up here. So on the original Switch, yes, I know this wasn't meant to be a review of an OLED Switch, but this is my first one, so I'm learning all these things. So the power button is an oval instead of a little round one, and the volume buttons are actually like longer and skinnier. I didn't know they actually made those changes. That's interesting. Like this is much more different than I thought it would be, and it's also kind of just feels more premium. It feels more hefty, and the glossy finish on the front, I like that. Alright, so let's see if this is actually going to turn on, because the Joy-Cons are dead. I'm wondering if the console battery might be dead. Oh, and it turns on. Wonderful. Now, this is actually my first time looking at any sort of OLED screen ever. Like, I've never had any OLED device, so this is my first time experiencing OLED. Ooh, that's pretty. Alright, well, first of all, that is very bright and crisp. Yeah. Alright, so that turns on. I don't know how low the battery is. I'm going to have to check that in a bit. But yeah, that's good. Let's set this up real quick. Alright, so I'm right now going to be going through the process of importing my user data and setting this up and everything. I've already started that, but before I go, I just wanted to say I love this. This is absolutely my favorite Nintendo thing I own now. And I mean, I got a lot of Nintendo. I mean, I'm almost exclusively a Nintendo collector. But this is just beautiful. I love this. This is going to look great right there on my shelf between my Wii and my Famicom. So excited. Now, of course, I am really excited for the game. I mean, I've been waiting for this game ever since they announced it. I've been watching the development so eagerly. This is hands down the most excited I've ever been for any gaming anything ever. So I'm really looking forward to it in 2 weeks when we can finally play the game. I will be doing an unboxing. I ordered the collector's edition of the game, the Pro Controller, the Amiibo, and the carrying case. So I will be doing an unboxing of that when they all arrive. But yeah, so until then, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and until next time, so long.